Continue to stay on this, but I also have to mention, I said we have breaking news out of Tucson, Arizona, where the hunt for a suspect in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie has entered its 32nd day. 32nd day. Now, it was 3 weeks ago today that black glove, you know, the one which you can see in these pictures by the New York Post, the one that authorities said appeared to match the one on the hand of the masked man captured on Nancy's doorbell camera the day that she went missing. It was found about 2 miles from her home. DNA found on that glove was cause for a glimmer of hope that an identity to the masked man would soon be revealed. But at the end of the day, there was no match that was found in CODIS. And now authorities say they know who that discarded glove belongs to, and that person has no connection to the case. This is something that both me and NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Entin, who's live from Tucson, we were both concerned about. We said this a long time ago. So, Brian, who does this glove belong to, and how did they discover who the owner is?
Yeah, the second part is a really good question. I know that it belongs to a restaurant worker. It is a restaurant worker in the area where Nancy Guthrie lives, which is where I am right now. But the sheriff is making very that this has no connection to the Nancy Guthrie case. So they are not considering this person a suspect. And I've reported, I mean, these gloves are popular with chefs and people who work in restaurants. But in terms of how they connected it to the restaurant worker, we don't know. And it's a really thing to think about because we were told that there were no hits in CODIS, but then how did they have the DNA of the restaurant worker to compare against the DNA on the glove? That I don't know, Jesse.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. And look, this is another aspect of this investigation that we kind of have a question mark about, which brings me to my next point. You have some news here about the Cajun Navy, okay? Now, Brian, the Cajun Navy, you and I both know, have been part of investigations before. They're this nonprofit organization. They do great work, particularly with disaster search and rescue. They have offered to help here, but apparently they have gotten no response from the sheriff's office. Now, I understand you've seen their plan. What can you tell us? And second, why wouldn't the Pima County Sheriff's Office want their help unless, I don't know, they didn't get their message?
Yeah, well, they've definitely gotten the message because they've been here trying to talk to the sheriff for about a week. And we knew that, but today for the first time I actually saw and was given their 42-page operational plan, which is very, very detailed, Jesse. I mean, they have 24 canines that they can bring in. That can, you know, find human remains. It's a lot of former law enforcement that work these volunteer jobs. Just want to search, and they're willing to search wherever the sheriff tells them to search, out in the desert, near Nancy's home. It doesn't matter to them. This is the 42-page plan that they presented to the sheriff, and they say they still have not gotten a response. I spoke tonight to a sergeant with the sheriff's office who is also the president of the union there, so he's allowed to speak to us, who really doesn't understand why the sheriff is not taking them up on this opportunity to search. Listen to what he told me.
If the sheriff is uncomfortable with them, you know, working the area close into the home, there's certainly other areas that perhaps they could be beneficial, and more bodies and more help is always better than less.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would hurt.
No, I don't think so. And perhaps they could solve another crime. You know, if the assets are here and they're willing to volunteer their time, I say why not use it?
Why do you think that they haven't gotten a response?
I think we addressed some of that in our previous conversation about priorities with Sheriff Nanis. He likes to control things, and I imagine that's some of that.
And so we asked the sheriff's office if there's an update, why they haven't responded to the United Cajun Navy, and they sent us a statement, the same statement that they've just sent out in general about private searchers, saying that they should respect law enforcement, not go on private property, but they didn't specifically answer our question about the Navy's operational proposal. Jesse?
Let me tell you why this is concerning, just to amplify it. I read that packet. Ground searches, thermal UAV, reconnaissance, canines, they would cooperate with the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Let me rephrase. The Pima County Sheriff's Office would take the lead here. They're just adding an arm, an assistance to the Sheriff's Office. Now, you know, in the Sheriff's Office defense, they may say they don't want them interfering with an active investigation. taint any potential evidence of a crime scene, go on private property. I get that. But you're also having the sheriff's office, who is under a cloud of uncertainty at this point, and the sheriff himself has faced a criticism, but just something to think about. Now, I do understand, if I'm correct here, you've learned more about these resources in Tucson that are still devoted to the case. What do you know about that?
Yeah, so we knew that what they were calling like a refocusing of resources, but we didn't really know what that meant. And today we were able to nail it down. You know, pretty much every detective in the Pima County Sheriff's Office is working on the Nancy Guthrie case. Now we've learned that there are 4 detectives and a sergeant, so 5 people assigned to the case working it full time, who are now part of a FBI task force. So they meet in the FBI Tucson building. So it's different than just everybody working on the case, which was the case, a couple of weeks ago. I talked to the sergeant about that. Listen to this, Jesse.
Everybody wishes that we had some hot leads, that we're, the whole department's working, trying to run down to solve this quickly. So the fact that we're reducing the amount of manpower working it, it's hard to say what kind of sign that signals.
Is the task force a good sign? I mean, because I know there was we reported on issues between the sheriff and
Sure.
the FBI early on, but now that they're working on one task force, is that positive?
I hope so. I hope it's a more collaborative effort with the federal agency.
So I guess that's the good news in this, Jesse, is it seems like they are working well together, and you will have a task force that is totally focused on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. It just won't be as many people as it was.
So I guess that question is now, Brian, what next? It seems, unfortunately, dead end after dead end after dead end. Can you give us an idea about what the rest of the week looks like, what the next few weeks looks like, what we should be waiting out for?
Yeah. I wish I knew the answer to that. I mean, the sheriff seems optimistic that they're making progress. We don't know what they know behind the scenes. I mean, look, the thing about the restaurant workers is a good example. If there wasn't a hit in CODIS, how did they even have the restaurant workers' DNA? There's obviously things they're doing. And really, it could pop off at any moment. We don't know when that's going to be.
Brian Entin, thank you as always for the great reporting and updates there. Always appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.